remember the episode number here. Just give me a sec.
I was gonna give you this count from Spotify, but that's not. You have other ones you're recording and editing.
Yeah, because
I heard
um,
Mia did one. I'm so excited for Mia's. Oh my god, I love her. Her and Riley like
hers,
sisters to me.
that was like a week ago, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I called her. We're doing speech and debate this year, and we were talking about speech stuff, and she was talking to me about what she said in your interview, and it was pretty interesting.
She did, she definitely had a lot of interesting stuff to say. A lot of it I agreed with.
She's hecka smart. She's so real too. Like I just love her like brutal honesty.
Like at one point, we even had a whole conversation about the American Dream.
Good one. That is so good right now.
What, the American Dream?
It's dead. Yeah, it's dead, but it's an interesting conversation. I think there's more to it now. Like, there's definitely, like, I think, they call it the American Zenith, but like following World War II, America just had so much money. And it's like, not that they were giving it away, but it's like they had so many more opportunities to where, like, if you worked hard, like, you didn't need a degree. But if you wanted to just like keep working, keep climbing the ladder and just learn, like, people who wanted to learn are the people who were able to make like this money. And then, not that all became millionaires, but they were able to all buy their houses and like have these things. Like, they could own a house and have a family versus like now there's a lot more into it. Like, I think you need a degree. So you have to play the game of getting yourself into debt, but also being able to get out of debt inside the future to buy a home. So you need to get in debt for the degree, out of debt for the home. And then there's more to it now. It's possible, but it's a struggle.
But pretty much my personal opinion is like, nah, no, it doesn't really exist. Um,
It depends. A lot of people have different. I always thought like as a kid, the American dream was the whole thing. Like, you're going to be able to work hard and then have your own house and your own land, and you can like live off the land. Like, you can have a life where you're not starving and you could eventually like retire from your job and have like the stuff you want. But there's some people who have like a really delusionalized or delulu idea of what the American dream is. So like I'd be interested to know like what you define that as. I'm putting knees to chest right now. It's getting serious.
no worries. Um, I pretty much so the original American Dream, I would say that there's two versions of it. The original one started in like 1800s, Manifest Destiny. Um, pretty much,
Oh, yeah, the religious stuff. Yeah, no, I get that.
pretty much the idea that even a poor immigrant from Germany, Italy, any part of Europe can move to the United States and make an honest living. For the most part, I mean, it was true. California Gold Rush. I mean, not a lot of people got rich off it, but that's
And was it
what
honest?
I mean, people made livings. Like the reason why we have
Yeah.
Levi jeans, for example, is because somebody had to sell all the miners' jeans.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. Like I really enjoy learning about history for that reason. Have you read this is on the American Dream, not necessarily Manifest Destiny, but have you read The Great Gatsby yet?
I'm currently a junior. I'm pretty sure they're gonna make us read that. I haven't read it yet. I do have
You'd
the
be
basic.
surprised the amount of stuff. California will, but I read it on my own. I never was made to read it for school. Um it's
Um,
interesting. Like I definitely think it sheds a good light on like that idea. Trying to think, there was another, and that's why it's so popular. Like, I'm not just recommending it to be like hoity-toity. It's like it's genuinely survived for that long because it made like a really good. I guess like what I took away from it, which isn't necessarily like the thesis of the book, but it was all about like you can have all the money in the world and like you can be an honest person, not be an honest person, but like you need to. It's more about like the American psyche in general and like our like obsession with more and like why we can never be happy because of that. And that led to the whole like American dream isn't achievable because we can never be happy. And it
uh,
definitely put in more of a mindset over matter thing. Sad book, but good book.
I
Trying to
mean,
see
I haven't read The Great Gatsby, but also I do know it was set in the Roaring Twenties,
yeah.
which was pretty
It was
much
written
the
before the Great Depression too, which I thought was interesting.
um
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. Like I noticed that like reading through. I had to take A push this year. My school, they don't let you take the AP test, but you take the class. And it was
I'm
interesting
taking
seeing like
I'm taking a push this year actually.
I I actually like this is a really unpopular opinion, but I love AP testing. I think it is phenomenal for students because it puts you in the mindset of a college class where it's like, okay, it's kind of more on you. Like you're gonna have a professor guiding you through it, but the expectation is that if you're not learning, you're studying, and or if you're not learning from your teacher. And so my, except for two, we have AP Calc and AP Literature, which is interesting because we don't have AP Language, which is its precursor. But I took AP Lit this year, and I've been studying for that test since freshman year because my old school, like the thought is your first 3 years of high school is prepping you for all your AP stuff. So I had study guides from freshman year that I was working with,
Hmm.
but it was I just thought it was an amazing experience, and it was definitely forces you to apply the learning better than any other class. And at the end of the day, you can't cheat the AP test. So I think it's really good. I'm sad that a lot of people are canceling it. But I think A push is I wish I took the A push test. I wish my school let me. Like it's just so interesting.
Huh. Uh,
Yeah.
like right now, unfortunately, we have to do summer homework for a push.
I'm
So we pretty much have to do the entirety of chapter one before we head back to school. This entire thing is um, how did the Europeans view the natives and how did they justify taking their land? And then I have to give like a paragraph response on, well, they were kind of racist and they
yeah.
really love God and gold.
It's cool too. Like if you saw like on a timeline, which I didn't realize was true until I'm taking world history over the summer because I had a really bad teacher sophomore year who taught it. And so I'm trying to like regain what I learned so I can go on. Mostly because I just love history and I'm getting college credits. But the Byzantine Empire, it completely collapsed, and that was like the seems like the great it was I believe it was the eastern part of Rome, and then when Rome collapsed, Byzantine became its own thing, and then it became like this great like Christian empire. And then when it collapsed, a lot of people were in like this search for like a religious country, like they were looking for something like that. And then when Columbus sailed, it's like they're like this is God's land, and that kind of stuck with it. And I just think that's really interesting. But I don't know how much. I don't think that wasn't touched in our A push because it looks more into world history, but that's also interesting. I just love history, man.
Yeah, I like history a lot too. Pretty much the fall of Constantinople, which marked the end of the Byzantine Empire. Um, it's
I keep
so
pronouncing it
major,
wrong. Byzantine, and I know it is, but I read the Y and I'm like Byzantine.
but like it's so important towards history that it's that date that Constantinople fell literally separates the time between the medieval period and the early modern period.
Yeah.
Um, And it's almost weird because the early modern period never truly feels early modern until like the 1500s or the 1600s. Because the 1400s, you pretty much got this Christopher Columbus guy discovering the new world when
I
Europe is still in like the age of bombards and knights and cavalry.
yeah, like I agree with that. It's but I'm just also like really bad with like my concept of time. Like I was watching, I think it was a Vsauce short actually, and it was talking about like the it's gonna be interesting how you pronounce this because a lot of people pronounce it differently, and I don't know the correct pronunciation, but the Alpachin Mountains,
I say Appalachian.
Appalachian. I've been saying Appalachian, but then everybody told me no, that's wrong. We don't say it like that in California. But no, I think Appalachian is one, Alpachin is another, but I don't agree with Alpachin.
Um,
Appalachian's my favorite, so I'm gonna stick with it. I was taking like a shot in the dark to see which one you're gonna
I
say.
was gonna say I have a couple friends from West Virginia FFA. They all say Appalachian. So
Yeah,
I say
Appalachian
Appalachian.
sounds right. But it's like I said that in class and everybody's like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, because even
Like,
like I think it's West Virginia to whatever the states like over on the other side. I'm trying to
um,
remember. There's a lot of them right there, but
it's
one of them is
weird
like,
because the Appalachian Mountains don't define state borders necessarily. Like the Mississippi River, you can see it flow through a ton of states. but the Appalachian Mountains, it's weird because you have parts of Virginia where it's flat coastline, and then a
Yeah.
part where it's like, oh my God, it's so hilly. Or like West
Yeah, but
Virginia's,
fun fact, this is my concept about time. The Appalachian Mountains are older than trees.
I remember hearing that fact somewhere. Did did my thing pause?
We have is because they've our period of zones to when the Great Pyramids were built. And there's so many things like that where it's like you never realize like how far apart things in history are and then how close we are to like really big periods. Like it's just it's crazy. Like I that's one of the things that I literally can't wrap my head around. Like there's a few things that I just don't understand and the concept of time is one of those.
No
But
worries.
yeah, food for thought. Older than trees.
Actually, I should probably start this podcast before we keep
Oh
on
yeah, I
going
was
down a
thinking
rabbit
about that. I'm
hole.
like, what number podcast is this?
Um, Now I lost track. Okay, let's see. That is 17. Okay, 18. This would be 18. Wait, no, no, this one's 10. Never mind.
This is
Be
10.
no, because on that little episode list, I had anticipated us interviewing a lot earlier, but I just put that off for
Yes.
so long that
Me
I
too,
just
bro.
pretty much needed this done by like today so I can edit it tomorrow, get it out by the, let me check my uploading schedule, the 22nd. Because originally I thought Sectional Officer Retreat was on the 22nd. So then I was like, oh, upload it, take my 2 week break, enjoy retreats, etc.
I want a break. Just kidding. I actually love like officer retreats. Will be cool.
The only thing I was told was just was just not
The
comment,
date.
compliment Miss Dara's house because it's new or something.
Oh, who told you that?
I forget if it was Riley or Mia. I forget.
Probably Madden.
I think it was Riley. I
Oh,
know for sure it wasn't Madden.
Riley's sweet. Yeah, she'd say that.
Anyways, now now I really got to start before I get behind.
Yeah.
This is episode 10 with your host Jackson Wadley and your interviewee.
Emma Fiala.
All right, Emma. Starting off,
Yes.
would you rather grow
Okay.
an acre of corn, wheat, or grapes?
Oh my gosh. Oh, we're hitting the hard ones first. Um, I would probably do corn. I think just because I like corn more, and I have chickens that I feed corn to sometimes. I just feel like I had more practical uses for it. And I grew up in Washington where we grew some corn. So I have a better idea of what that entails compared to the others. And I like that you can grow it in colder regions, and I think that's where I want to end up.
You want to end up in a colder region?
I love the cold. Oh my gosh, I grew up in Washington. I can't do the heat. I need to start bringing sunglasses to school because like the sun is too bright here. Like that was one of the biggest culture shocks that I can't go outside without like tearing up. But yeah, no, it's the heat's bad for me.
All right. Um, Let me get my next question. Why did my pen
No,
just
you're all
fall?
good. That's not a lot of thought there. It's just like I don't know how to grow grapes. I don't know how to grow wheat, but I feel like I can figure out corn.
What hobbies do you enjoy doing outside of FFA?
I feel like a lot of them actually end up going full circle and feeding back into FFA. I know it's kind of basic, but I really do enjoy reading. Like I read a lot of classics. I started it for school and then I started doing it just for fun because I enjoyed them. Um so reading, I read almost anything. But on top of that, I do a lot of public speaking for fun. Actually, I really enjoy it. Like that's why I'm doing this podcast. Like I just love talking and like meeting new people too. So I'm gonna say one of my biggest hobbies is speech and debate. I do a lot of mock trial. Try to do community service with Key Club, but my schedule gets a little full. I do a trap and sporting clays. It's both sports. I think that's the big thing. So basically whatever extracurricular has an event is what I'm ending up doing as a hobby.
Hmm. All right. Um, just let me look here.
No, you're all good. But yeah, that's actually, I think writing is probably my biggest hobby. Not very much by choice, but it's like I find myself like this summer, like I was writing curriculum for mock trial, I was writing speeches for speech and debate, and then I was just writing a lot for FFA too, which once again, most of my hobbies feed back into FFA. But like getting some plans together and like writing speeches and stuff, like that's what I spend a lot of time doing and researching for that.
Um, Kind of building onto that. What is your favorite kind of music to listen to? You can even include like favorite artists or favorite songs.
I'm This is like a really weird like kind of combination, but I really like country and then like alternative rock, if that makes sense. Like I work at a Miller's Landing and we listen to country music all day and it's like my favorite. Like I don't have a very like in-depth look at country. I just like whatever's popular. I really like Walker Hayes. I like my gosh, I like other people too. Not just Walker Hayes. Zach Bryan definitely 100%. He's my favorite. And then there's a few others. I'm gonna have to look on Spotify and find their names real quick. There's just like I like country just because it's kind of easy to listen to, and I have younger brothers too, and so like especially if my like youngest is in the car with me or like we're hanging out, like not to like bash on other music types, but a lot of them do have like a lot of curse words, and now they're kind of moving more and more kind of graphic, and that's been happening for a while. But it's just easier. Like the topics tend to be either like shadowed a little bit more, or just like they're more upbeat and fun songs, so like I can listen to it without being like, oh my gosh, like what am I teaching him?
I
But yeah,
mean,
so I like country for that reason, and I also just find it like really easy to listen to, especially with like studying and stuff. And then I like Bailey Zimmerman. That was it. I love Bailey Zimmerman.
well, I was gonna say, to be fair, I every kind of music form kind of has something like inappropriate in it,
Yeah, they
just
do. I
hidden
just
in
found
the
like,
lyrics.
and like even with one of my favorite country songs right now is "Sleep by My Side" by Megan. I think her last name is Maroney. I'm not gonna. I don't. I'm gonna pronounce it wrong because I read words but I can't
No,
say
it's
them.
it's Maroney.
It's Maroney. Oh my gosh, I'm a genius. But no, I'm not. "Sleep by My Side" is not a very kid friendly song, but it's like they say it in a way without curse words or like being like really vulgar language. So everybody's like, okay, like kind of lets it like slide by. So it's not necessarily that it's always better. It's just like I find it easier and like not that I get stressed out by curse words because I actually do have a cursing problem I'm trying to get over. It's just I don't always want to listen to it. So that's kind of nice. And then the alternative rock stuff, that was with me before I moved to California and started getting into country. But I really like Florence and the Machine, Ren Weaver, like
Wait,
that
what
kind
against
of
the
stuff.
machine?
Florence and the Machine.
Huh.
Yeah, it's not Rage Against the Machine. That would have been a cool answer, but I listen to a little bit of like old school music, but not enough to feel like I'm fluent in the genre at all. Um, yeah, I like Hosier. I like really love Vance Joy and George Ezra. They're good. I guess some of that's kind of pop too. So it's a little bit of anything.
Hmm. 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 All right.
Yeah.
And then any sort of favorite movies or TV that you like?
I actually just finished watching this really, really good show, but it was really sad. So like be warned. It was called The Maid on Netflix. I don't usually watch a lot of like non I like action shows, like real like Daredevil and stuff, but The Maid was I thought it was really good. It's really heart wrenching though. It is sad. It's about she's like a young mom and she had like a 2 year old and she's trying to like escape an abusive relationship. And it's her like working as a maid and like learning to navigate it. It takes place in Washington, which I didn't know when I started it. This isn't me like
Like Washington State or
advertising for my
Washington,
state
D.C.?
state.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's like I thought it was interesting just because like I mean I have a brother who grew up in foster care, which is probably a really big part of like my interests in policy and stuff. And like I thought it was interesting how she talked about like the different like throughout her story, like she's constantly interacting with like these different welfare programs that are supposed to help like people like her who have a young kid and is just trying to get back on your feet. And it's like there's not a lot of options for people escaping abuse. And I thought that was really interesting that it talked about. It's like, well, if you had to go to rehab, like we have all these things, which is really important, but like for that other issue, there just isn't a lot. So I thought it was really interesting in that sense. The acting was fantastic. I liked I mean the cinematography is great. There was a few moments that like I can't do awkward. Like I like cringe on the inside and I have to leave the room. So it's tough for me to watch like awkward scenes, but there was a few where like she's interacting with somebody and like asking for help and it was just side, but it kind of came from a place of like I just didn't know how to because it is hard and it was trying to portray how hard it is to get help. So that was what made it like so good. But it's just it's on a different level. That's a very specific one that I don't watch a lot of, but that's good. And then I guess as far as movies go, I'm just gonna go rapid fire because I feel like I'm going really in depth on these. But I really liked there's one called Saint Vincent that I really liked. I love Jurassic Park for no reasons other than the dinosaurs. I just think it's
Wait,
cool.
Jurassic Park?
It's like my favorite movie. I read all the books. Um I have most of the pop figures. I it was just like this thing as a kid. Like I love Jurassic Park and I still do. It's my thing, yeah.
Hmm,
Did that come out of nowhere? Yeah.
I just didn't expect
Um
it.
My cousin Vinny's good. That's a law one, but it's comedy. It's good. And then like The Sixth Sense. That's probably one of my favorite movies like of all time. Hereditary. That's a horror movie, and it was also really sad and really scary. But that one was just like it blew my mind. Like I probably scared me too much to watch it again, but it was crazy. I love that one. I'm trying to think, there's other ones that like I watched and I was like, that's awesome, but I just don't think I just don't watch enough movies to like have like a genre that I really like. So I just have like these random ones that like I've circled through. But
All
yeah.
right.
Oh, Darkest Hour. That's good. That's World War II. It's like when Winston
Um,
first got into being a prime minister.
hmm, all right. We were
Yeah.
just talking about the 1920s earlier, so this one should
Yeah,
be
we were.
perfect.
A little bit of
So,
history in this episode.
if you traveled back to the year 1924, so 100 years to the past, what are
I
five
wouldn't be able to
items?
vote.
Um, wait, what?
I wouldn't be able to vote.
I was gonna say, what are five items that you would bring with you? Also, the 19th Amendment was passed in 1919.
1919. Oh, I'm also 17, so I guess I'm not able to vote in either of these situations. But
But assuming that you traveled 100 years to the past and you were stuck there, like there's no coming back, what
so
are
I couldn't
five,
bring a time machine.
what are five items that you would bring with you from the modern day?
Do these have to be something that like I have in my possession, or could these be things that are like reasonable for me to have?
Um, go wild, honestly. Use your
Go
imagination.
wild. Okay, I'm not gonna do anything stupid like bring a time machine or something. Um, I'd bring like a fair bit of gold, like if I had it, just because like I'm getting ready for the because like I think it's 1929 is when like a bunch of banks started failing, and then you saw the Great Depression.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'd okay. They have gasoline, but I don't know if it would work with like normal cars. But like if I could bring like any type of other car, I think that'd be good. Like it just make traveling
They use
easier.
gasoline in cars.
They do, but I'm worried like if it's gonna be because like they have. I don't know if this is the same, but like they say if you get a Mercedes, like you need to use like they have like the premium gas, and they say like you have to use that. So I don't know if I'm gonna like accidentally put the wrong type of gas into an engine and then like break it. Like not diesel or anything, but there's variations there. I don't know if there's a change in like the composition of gasoline from that point on. Hoping there's not, but I'd try to bring a car. Um, I'd bring some clothes. Like I'd have to bring clothes from like that resembled the 1920s, but I don't want to get there and be stuck in like leggings and a t-shirt.
Hmm.
Like I'd need clothes with me to help me fit in. Um,
So that's three items.
that's three. Yeah, that's not a lot of items. I'd bring my dog with me. I think she'd make it better. And then she's gonna be of no service or help, but at least like somebody smiling about it. And I guess I'd bring like a history book with me. Like if I had they have those in-depth guides to like certain subjects. I get like an in-depth guide to the 1920s. Just like help me figure out what I'm doing.
All right.
Yeah.
Um, trying to see what's next on the list. Did you
No,
ever
you're all,
raise animals within FFA?
no, I that's such a lame answer, but no. I got chickens for an SAE project, but they were just for me to have eggs at home. Like they're not going to be for a fair.
Because,
So I guess the answer it's kind of yes, but I think unless you're like showing or breeding or doing it just for FFA, I don't know if that counts as being in FFA.
well, my follow-up question was going to be, what did you name your animals?
Oh, um, I only named. Okay, I had 10 chickens. I named four of them. I went to Tractor Supply. This is important for the story because they do not they're really bad at differentiating like the sexes of the chickens. So they accidentally I was supposed to get a pure stand, I think that's what they call them. No, that's a forestry term. It's a straight run. Yeah, straight run. So I was supposed to get all girls and I ended up with three boys. One of the roosters, Clifford, because he was like a big red rooster. Thought it was funny. Um the other one, I want to say his name was like Stallone or something. Like it was one of the big
Like
80s.
Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah, it was one of the big guys from an action movie. I want to say it was Stallone. It was something. Could have been something else. It was named after an actor though from one of those movies. I know
I
that.
mean, the only two people I can think of are still Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It was definitely not Schwarzenegger. Like I was gonna say Terminator, but he was actually like our shyest chick, our rooster. He was just big, so we were like, let's give him a scary name. I think it was Stallone. The other one's name was Brian. There wasn't a story behind that. It was just like, oh, come on, Brian. Like we just thought it was funny because that one was he was a little nightmare. Like he used to peck not at the other chickens, but like he'd peck at us when we came in, and he was the only one that did it. Like everyone else would be fine, all the other roosters would be fine, and he was just a menace. And then I figured out that it was because he liked to be held. Like the rooster liked when he got like picked up, and I called it sky jail, but every time like a chicken was acting up, I'd just hold them. So he was just being a little brat so he'd get held all the time. But yeah, he had a name, and then we had a little red hen. We still have her, named Jolene from a Dolly Parton song, and that was it is my dad's favorite. My mom named it because it's like, what's that line like? Don't take my man just because you can, or something like that. I'm not gonna sing, but just because like he loved that chicken so much. But yeah, that was
So that was the four names of the chickens.
out of the 10. Yeah, the other ones they all kind of looked alike, and none of them were interesting. It was only easy to differentiate like the roosters, and then like the one that was like the smallest.
Hmm. Um, so I know O'Neill's Minarets, it's not exactly a small chapter. Um, who would you say is your favorite advisor?
It's gonna depend who's gonna watch this episode because I can get in hot water with a few people here.
If it makes you feel
But
better,
if I,
I'm pretty sure Riley said something like Dara. I don't remember what Michaela and Mia said. I really don't.
I know who my favorite is, so I'm gonna be dead honest here. Mr. Barrientos. I've actually never had him in a like I've never been in his class before. Like I've never had him like as an actual teacher, but he is dang, like he's just like always there. Like it's crazy. Like he's such a good like he supports like everyone equally. Like I feel like there's this awkward thing where sometimes like not that it's their fault who's going to be the most successful on their teams and they'll scout them out and give them the most support. And that's not anything wrong. Like it's just like when you feel like somebody's going to do well, like you're going to want to encourage them to do well. If you're not sure if somebody will care, then it's like kind of you have to let them go. But I feel like with Barrientos, it was never like his encouragement and support was never a question of like how well you were going to do. Like it was the fact that he thought that you could use encouragement and so he was there. Like it's just crazy. Like when I was so nervous for like my sectional meeting and I had a few teachers I kind of talked about practicing, but it always kind of fell through. Like he was the one who he's like, come to my room this day, like I will help you out. He let me present to his AgMech kids. Like it was crazy. And it's same with like prepared speaking. Like it was just like automatically like, boom, I'll help you out. Like don't even worry about it. And like same with everything else. So it's like he's just awesome. He has a really good sense of humor too. I'm not gonna repeat any of the jokes just because
Hmm.
I'm really bad at repeating jokes, first of all. So they're going to sound like not funny and just bad. But he's just really fun. He's a great guy. Like, it's definitely like my ride or die as far as ag teachers go.
All right. I will say each one of these meetings is limited to like 40 minutes,
Shoot, we're going to
and
be cutting a lot out.
I'm already at a minute 50 here.
Oh, I've left.
Yeah, left.
Were you recording when we started talking?
Yes.
Oh,
So
a
then
lot of that's.
it counts all that, and now, yeah.
Do you want to start like end
I
it
was
right now? Start another real
I was
quick.
gonna say end it right now, start a new meeting. I'll just merge the two clips together. Okay. Did I ask you about movie and music before or after the second
That
meeting?
was before.
Okay. Um, so since you're a senior this year, do you have any plans to become a state officer?
No, I'm. I was kind of doing some soul searching about that this summer, but I feel like I just have such a drive to not get out of ag because I want to keep like I want to coach Parley Pro when I'm out of school or maybe even forestry. Like I want to continue being lives, like especially near the school that I want to be at. But I just I'm I think I'm in this weird point where like I'm just ready to like leave. Like I'm ready like leave the home. Not ready to leave ag. Like I still have a lot of things that I'm still waiting to do that I'm excited for. But I think the biggest driving factor is because I love ag, but one of the things that's really important to me is the foster care system. And there's this thing called the Big Brothers and Sisters of America program. And it's where you're going to, if you enroll, you get trained as a mentor and you get placed with a at-risk foster kid. And you're supposed to act as their like older sibling and like you're supposed to hang out with them 2 to 3 times a month. And it's something that I really thought was important because I actually my family fostered to adopted an at-risk foster kid, and the kind of stuff they go through is just so like it's just heartbreaking. Like I'm not going to tell the full like my brother's story right now because I feel like that's something that I like talking about more in person, and also
Mhm.
it's just like a lot to jump onto this podcast, but it's crazy. And I feel like I'll have a bigger impact doing that and then starting my career in law and like hopefully like raising money for stuff like that than I will as a state officer. And there's so many people in FFA, like I can name 10 people in my chapter alone that I know would be such good state officers. Like I feel like
Oh, you already got your state sentinel.
yeah, no, Josh is great too. Like we did these like little note things and he's just like the most like coachable person. Like I've not coachable, but like what's it called? Like when somebody's like willing to help others.
Sociable or cooperative?
No, like he coached me. Like he was helping me. He's like, hey, like I've noticed you seem like you're confused about this. Like, can we talk about it, or like can we reach out? There's like this one girl who was like so bummed about not getting chapter office, and he got her number and he's like, hey, like I just want to say like I think you did great. Like it's all right that you didn't make it. It was tough, but it's like you are doing so great. Like you're such a hard worker. Like he's there for people, and he's great, but it's like there's so many other great people that I know that would all be so good in different ways as state officers. And I feel like I would be better off putting my time into something that has less people jumping to do it. Like I don't think a lot of people really enroll for the Big Brothers Sisters of America program. And I just think my impact there could be bigger and about something like, because I know everybody needs encouragement, and I think ag involves a lot of that. But I don't want to make it sound like state office is bad, because state office is phenomenal. Like I met so many state officers, like they are just an absolute like inspiration. But I feel like that doesn't take away that opportunity from someone else. And at the end of the day, like there's such a slim chance of making it that like I don't want to spend a lot of my senior year worrying about this when I know that what I really want to do is enroll inside this program and work with foster kids.
Hmm.
Like I'm ready to go and do that. I don't know if I state office is just not a priority for me, so I don't think I'm going to run.
All right. Moving back to this question, what do you think that your favorite experience is as a FFA officer or an FFA member? Side note, I'm going to go refill my coffee real quick. So I will be right back.
I'm just going to talk through this one like it's going to be a lot because there's so many good experiences. I found that all my favorite ones come from the competitions. Like I talked about in the earlier segment, I don't know when this is going to get edited together or how it's going to sound, but I love to learn. And I feel like the competitions are just this moment where it's like, all right, like you studied. Now, what do you know? And I like being tested like that. Like for forestry, like I love when they put the plants in front of you and I know barely any of them and you have to like, you just need to know. I love for Parley Pro, like when you get the card for your motion, you just like, you need to know. And that part's really interesting. And then on top of that, I like meeting people after the competitions. I'm a little confused on whether the question is, are your favorite experiences as a member or as an officer, or what my favorite experiences actually are. But I guess all these happened to me as an officer because I wasn't that involved as a member until becoming an officer. But I guess coming into competitions with the idea that you're there to learn and to meet new people, like that's been my favorite. Like I've met so many good people, like especially like after forestry or after Parley Pro, like just talking, that those are really good memories for me. Like going out and then you get both sides. Like I guess it's a whole like premier leadership, personal growth, and career development things. Like you're doing the career development, you kind of do a little bit of leadership, but then you go like into the personal growth of meeting new people, and I think that's really interesting. So that would, I guess, have to be as an officer, just because that's when I did my competitions and when I kind of went out of my shell more.
I am back from getting coffee.
Perfect. I just finished.
Okay. Um, so what do you think that your biggest accomplishment is as a member?
I'm gonna tell the story that Jackson you've absolutely never heard before.
All
Just
right.
kidding, you heard it. You heard it 3 seconds ago. But so I do speech and debate, and I went to nationals with this piece that I speech that I wrote. Like I wrote most of it. Like I came up with the idea by myself. Like I literally just had editing from my coach. Like it was my piece, and I loved it. I worked so hard to get it to nationals, and then I was there. And every round I went to for the first time ever, like I just had this enthusiasm that was just so like it was just like an electric feeling. Like I would go up and I'd be nervous to speak, but at the same time, like I was excited to talk. Not excited for the placing. I was excited just to be there and to be speaking. And I'd come back to my coach and I'd be like, this went so good. Like I was so excited. Like these people also did like great. Like I talk about their speeches and I go back to mine. Like I was just having a great time. And then I checked the placings once we were done with our prelim rounds, and I didn't break. I didn't make it to the next round of competitions. I thought I did so well. And turns out I got like fifth and sixth in some of my rounds too. Like it was not, It was not as good as I thought it was. But my coach told me, because I was a little upset at not placing, but she told me that there are two types of trophies. That there's the physical ones that you take home with you, and like, getting first place, getting second, getting third, like outstanding individual. And then there's the ones that you can actually carry with you everywhere, and that's like the personal ones. So at that competition, it was the fact that for the first time ever, I was excited about what I was doing, and it wasn't about the placement. It was about just me being there and loving what I was doing. And I think FFA has to be the same kind of trophy. Like, I don't want to say that it's my officer positions or that it's my rankings or like anything like that, because I don't think that gets me as excited as when I think back to the kind of person I become through FFA. I think that goes back into the enthusiasm thing. Like, I have never been so excited to learn new things and to meet new people and to go to these conferences. Like, it no longer feels like a checkbox I'm doing for my school to like get through my ag pathway or to get through my credits. Like, it's I think that's my trophy, is just like the excitement that I have about being here and about learning new things, about meeting people. Like, it's just, use the word magnum opus, and I think that's how I'd have to describe it. Like, it's just this thing that I can't even put into words, like how big this trophy is for me, even though it might not be like a real one that I can hang on my wall.
All right. I just wanted to mute my mic so like none of my background noises interrupted your
Okay,
answer. All right, all right. And then I wasn't recording this part, but what college do you want to go to once you graduate high school?
I'm planning on going to Cal Maritime. It's the only West Coast maritime university on the West Coast. It's in Vallejo, and I'm going to be doing a degree in national securities with a minor in law.
Actually, I only have like two more on this page.
Did we ask
Um,
it this one? I think we did.
yes.
Okay,
If
perfect.
you could make one change to your chapter or California FFA as a whole, any level of FFA, what is one change that you would make?
There's a lot, actually, and I think that's mostly just personal preference. But I would, oh my gosh, I'm not trying to like call anybody out here, and I don't want anybody to feel like they're being targeted by this, but I feel like there's a very big, like, okay, I'm gonna try to explain it like this. So, FFA, we talk about premier leadership, personal growth, and career development. Like, that's our thing. But I think those things have been changed a little bit to like have a ranking of what's most important. And I think on the top for so long, and it's more of a focus now on like your officer position and like whether or not you have a good chance of making it to state office. And I don't necessarily think that's right. Like, I think we need a serious change on how we define leadership. Like, we talk about like leading by doing and stuff, right? Like, we talk about it a lot, but I feel like there's like such a big, like, I think the importance that we put on our titles is a little bit too much, to where it feels like, like if you're not president or vice president of your region, like you're all of a sudden less of an FFA member. And I don't think that's true. And I think that's something that I've been talking to a lot of people about, where it's just like they're scared to talk to their officers, especially at the like higher levels, because they're like, well, what if I embarrass myself? Like, what if they just like brush me off and like don't want to talk to me? And not a lot of officers aren't like that. There's some that are like a little bit arrogant, but that's like, you could also just catch them at a bad time. Like, that's not a huge issue that I've seen. But it's just like we're so caught up with like the whole officer and like hierarchy thing that I think we forget about the importance of those like actually like human connections. Because once you're outside of high school, like, I don't think it really matters who your club president was. Like, it matters to getting into your college, but like, in all honesty, when I'm talking about my friends from FFA, I'm not saying like, oh, the Minarets reporter Mia Garcia, or oh, the Minarets second VP Riley. Like, they're my friends and they're equal in that. Like there's not one placed over the other. And I think we need to stop doing that. Like we need to stop making a mental note of people's officer positions and treating them as more or less important because of that. Because I don't believe there was any like as you call like a nobody member, like just like, oh, like they're just like whatever, they're float around, they go to like 3 competitions, like they don't matter. Like I don't think that's a thing. And I think we need to start, I keep saying I think, but we need to start treating people like no matter what, they are valued and they should be here.
I'm not even gonna lie. I think that probably has to be the best answer that to that question that I've heard throughout all my interviews. I think that has to be the best answer.
I just remember like my first time as an officer, like it, once again, I don't want to call people out because like I think it's people who were there with me probably know who I'm talking about or like that kind of thing. And I don't want it to be like that because I don't, like I said, like you never know what someone's going through. Like you don't know if they perceive something to be rude. But I just remember like I came in and I was VP after only being a member involved in like a few things. Like I didn't even make top 20 my first year and then I was vice president. And it was just like this like awkward thing where everybody's like, why is she here kind of, and it was just interacting with like the sophomore members who were also like just getting into leadership to realize that I had a spot there, not because of my past like it wasn't because of what I was able to accomplish, but the fact that like I who I was, like I could work hard. Like it was my personal qualities, not my resume, that made me like worthy to be a member. And that was just a really hard thing to like fight against. And you really can't, like you can't stop people's perceptions of you. But I think that's just a really hard thing that a lot of people are struggling with, like feeling like they're unimportant in the FFA, and they're not. Like they are so important, and it's hard to tell them that without sounding sarcastic. But it's like if you're part of this, or even if you're not, and you're just like listeners for whatever, like you matter. And it's just I think more people need to know that.
Hmm. But I don't know. I just really like that because I mean, it's treating people the same, not they're this, so I'm inferior, or they're this, so I'm superior.
Yeah.
Okay, now I got to move on to my next page. We kind of have the same issue, running out of time again.
Yeah. Part three.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to do a part three.
I can
Okay,
answer this.
so you've already talked about your future, so I'll skip over that question. Wait, no, I'm trying to remember. Did you include it in the college answer?
I just said my degree plan.
Okay, well, go in depth about what you want your future to be.
Um, I want to. I think I keep repeating this a lot, but I love to learn. I want to learn as much as I can in college. I think law is really interesting because it comes into like a lot of public speaking and a lot of history, and then of course you have law, which is just this. Like if you ever learned about Rome and like the way they codified their laws, like there's so much there. Like you can never possibly learn it all, and that's what I love about law. Like there is just so much there, and the way that you dissect it I think is interesting as well, and like the different way it's structured, like there's just so many things to it. So I want to learn that, and I want to learn that in depth. Like I want to get my, I was talking about in the other interview that we forgot to record, but I want to, after I get my degree from Cal Maritime, go into getting a dual JD and my master's degree in legal studies, which means I will be going to law school while taking my master's, and then I'll be able to take the law or the bar exam and become a lawyer. And that just comes from a place where it's like I want to learn a lot, and I think law gives me the opportunity to do that. It looks like right now I'm going to be practicing international or maritime law, but ideally I will be making the switch to child advocacy law. Foster care is something that really matters to me, and right now, especially state of California, a lot of states, they're doing this thing where they're taking survivor benefits from children and they're leaving them with nothing. Like they're bleeding every saving they've ever had, and they're saying like, "Oh, well, we're paying for their room and board." Well, foster care is supposed to be free, and they're stealing from these kids without even, they don't have to tell their lawyers, their parents, or their caseworkers. That's a really big issue. The other one that I think is important for as far as the child advocacy law goes is And you're just gonna give me a second on here, and you might have to cut a little bit of this out because it's just really sad. But
I got another 5 minutes, so
yeah, I'll be fast. So is a really big issue right now. But we are so inequipped to deal with kids who are that right now sometimes it's a safer option to put them in jail. So if you are trying to think of like what state, because California actually just passed a safe harbor laws in like 2017. I believe it's if you're in like Oklahoma, and that's
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you paused out for like a good solid minute on my end.
no, that's terrible.
So you started talking about Oklahoma, and then like everything else
Oh,
after that cut off.
Oklahoma. Oh, there was so much there. Okay. This I'm just gonna repeat the sad part then.
Okay.
You made me say the sad part twice. So if you're like in I believe it's Oklahoma, I could be wrong. There's I believe like 20 something states, so it could just be a shot in the dark here that don't have safe harbor laws passed. Where if you are a 14 or 15-year-old and you are by like all intents and purposes of the word, you can be labeled a put in jail because that's what they see it as. Like if
Okay.
that was so loud, that was scary. Oh my gosh, I like jumped out of my seat.
I hate to do this, but after you
Just
started talking about
I said, just say
child,
child advocacy. Yeah. I want to buy a big house or a lot of acres, get a dog.
at least the good news is that the timer restart.
Yeah, you're all good. I can just say I want to do hopefully maritime international law and then make enough money to where I can switch to child advocacy law. I can leave it at that. The other stuff is just really sad. People can look that up on their own. I think they're interesting issues, but I get the time constraints and it's not ag related.
But yeah, my internet is not the best today.
No, you're all good. Don't worry about it. I also just give really long answers. I'm a speaker, but
Okay, so moving back to FFA,
mhm.
um, what are the different CDE and LDE teams that you have been on?
There are a lot. I'm not going to go. We keep running out of time, so I'm just going to go rapid fire. LDE would be Parley Pro and prepared speaking. I believe that's it for that I've done for LDEs. Um, for I've also done Lions Club Rotary within that, but that's a chapter thing that we partner with them. CDEs, I've done natural resources, forestry, cotton judging, um, water issues, and I guess opening closing counts as an LDE, I think. And I believe that's it for my CDEs. I'm looking to move into an ag science project too. I don't know if that counts under anything, but yeah, that's the list. I'm probably forgetting.
Um, I was gonna say, which one of those is your favorite one?
I like them all for very different reasons. Like that's my struggle with picking them. My top three, because that's the best I can pick, is Parley Pro, forestry, and prepared speaking. I like prepared speaking because it's just what I'm doing in speech and debate and then move to an ag related topic. I like writing a lot. And then when I speak, like I get to present the information that I chose and that I picked. And I think there's a lot of autonomy in that. Like you don't have to depend on a team. Like it's just you and your research. And I think that's really interesting. And I like how you answer the questions from people. It, it's like your little ag tech TED talk. I think it's interesting. Parley Pro, you're working with a team, which I loved. Reminds me of mock trial, which is something I also do. And I like the short debates. I love learning about parliamentary law for the same reason I like learning about other law. Like I just think it's sorry, door slamming in the background. There's a lot there to learn, and the application of it is fun. Like debating is really fun for me. And then finally, forestry is just so out of my comfort zone. Like it's just every time I go, it just feels like a step into the dark. Like it's crazy, and the stuff that you learn is just you can't learn it anywhere else. Like it's forestry is in its other league of its own. Like it's crazy to be able to step out into a field and have like 4 cones in this like giant area, and they're going to tell you like, okay, you have no measuring, you get nothing to measure with. Tell us how many acres that field is. You have to like pace it and find it out by yourself. Like you have to like find the diameter and heights of trees using like whatever they give you. Like it's just I like the math aspect too. But I just think it's interesting in the way that it challenges you in all these different areas. And especially how it pulls me out of my comfort zone into thinking about things that I like to do, not just things that relate to what I'm good at. And I like the way that it's pushed me in that sense.
All right, all right. You ready?
Yeah, okay. I was so like busy getting over the initial jump scare of that thing popping up that I forgot that it didn't come up again.
Okay. So, what are the CDE and LDE teams that you've been on?
I have done for CDEs, I've done natural resources, forestry, water quality, call it, cotton judging, and I'm probably forgetting one. And then for LDEs, I've done Parley Pro, opening, closing, and prepared speaking.
Okay, okay. Um,
Rapid
and
fire.
then describe your SAE project or SAE like plural projects.
So I'm one of those people who've done the same project for 2 years now. I started by turning an old dog run into a chicken pen, and I built the actual coop on the inside. Then I got chickens, and I've been taking care of them. My project name is just Raising Chickens, and it's just been me collecting eggs and like taking care of them. But this upcoming year, I'm looking to expand a little bit just because kind of tired of writing the same three things in my journals. I'm going to be helping out starting an aquaponics farm at O'Neill's Minarets with the help of my teacher, Mr. Barrientos, and hopefully a few other friends who aren't in FFA yet but looking to get involved. And then me and Riley Dunbar, your regional sentinel, she's so great. Um, we're going to be doing a ag science project together in social sciences.
Okay. Ah, okay. So, what would you say that your impact is on your chapter, especially since you are a chapter officer?
I think my biggest impact has been showing how important it is to make a community outside of just FFA. Like FFA is really great, but you need to take what you're learning and bring it outside because there's a lot of people who might be scared of joining FFA or they just don't yet feel like they're welcome there. And I want people to be able to take those skills outside and advocate for ag, but also just get involved in other things. Like your life doesn't have to center around your position as an officer, but you can learn other skills, which I think is so important, and bring them back to your chapter and vice versa. So I've recruited almost everybody who's ever breathed near being ag leadership into mock trial. I think it's really great for developing speaking skills and teamwork skills. So I've done that a lot. And then on top of that, I've recruited a lot of people from my other clubs into FFA. And I think that's kind of my impact is just showing like how community and just like global learning is so important and how you can learn from anything. Like I think I've tried to be the kind of person to where I help other people become better versions of themselves through all these different experiences. Volunteering people to do that is very important. It's one of my favorite tools in my arsenal. But yeah, I think just being involved and getting other people involved is my impact.
And then building on that answer, since you were our section president, what do you think your impact is on our section, the East Fresno Madera FFA section?
I think we're talking about this a little bit, but it's tough because it's summer before we're actually like going to be getting into the school year and seeing how well like the ideas that we've talked about will actually flush out on the sectional level. So I don't yet know what my impact is, but I'm going to talk about a little bit what I hope it is. I hope like if you're at the sectional meeting, I talked a lot about getting people excited for ag and kind of like putting what we learned into motion. And that's what I hope to do is do that like to put our actions over our words and to get people excited about starting new things. Like I hope when you get involved in our sectional activities or just being in our section, you feel like you're working towards something and that you're whether you be in community service or just going to competitions or even just showing up to meetings at your own chapter. I hope you feel like you're helping other people and you're making other people feel welcome. And I hope that you feel welcome in turn. I want to be the person who's leading a better type of section, I guess. Like moving out of just trying to get the tangible trophies that we talked about into the intangibles, like just wanting to meet new people, wanting to get involved. Like I hope you're not going to go to our sectional meeting and then not want to go next year because you're worried it's going to be similar. Like I want people to get excited for what's coming next and be the person that's driving that and helping our members shine, because I think that's the most important part of our section is how many unique and like enthusiastic schools that we have that all want to get involved but just maybe not have the opportunity to, or the members just feel nervous to be on a like a bigger level. So yeah, I'd want to be the figurehead of that and kind of help pull other people up with me and help them get the confidence to go out there and try new things.
All right. And then finally, what do you think that your impact is on the region and state level?
So, gosh, I'm trying to remember what I said earlier, but so that's really hard because I feel like as an individual, I can't do much on the state level, but I hope that I can help bring other people up with me to where like if you're looking at from if you're outside of our section and you're looking in, like you're going to see schools like Reedley is phenomenal, like Clovis is great, my home chapter of O'Neill's Minarets. If you look on Instagram, if you look at like what, especially like Sunnyside FFA, I know they're a smaller chapter, but I love what they've been doing and I love seeing all their posts. I try to comment on them if you see my name pop up. Like I just love what you guys are doing. But I love to be seeing like just people getting excited. And I want people to look into our section and just see like this is how you do FFA. Like this is how you not only like put the work in, but you make people, it's no longer about the ag credits. Like it's about being part of that community. And I want people to feel inspired by us and the work that we've been doing because we've been doing phenomenal work. And you know, you don't always get that highlighted. I think a lot of work is thankless. It's that one quote like there's never there's no limit to what you can get done if you don't care who takes the credit. I think it was uh yeah, President Reagan that said that. But it's just we've been doing so many great things and I want the state, the other sections in our entire region to know like this is what EFM is about. Like we have been on the grind, like we have been doing this and now just bringing that to a bigger level to where we can advertise that more, to where we can show like we're not all bark and no bite. Like we have been like we get state champions like no others. We get like our section alone has we had 3 people on the final slate, and 2 of them got actually into the officer position this year. Like we are so great, and I hope people will see us as an inspiration and as like just a role model for what sections should be like and that community that you can find in there.
Okay. Okay. Oh, and then I only got two more questions.
Okay.
Well, technically three, but you catch my drift.
Yeah.
Um, do you plan on becoming a alumni FFA member or FFA
Absolutely.
alumni?
100%. I love to help people learn things. Like I love teaching. Is just this huge thing. Like I've always loved it. I'm looking at schools around Cal Maritime so I can go back and teach. I'm thinking for Parley Pro and prepared speaking, trying to find teams there that I can help coach. If not, maybe even forestry, like going back and taking the things that I've learned and turning that into another chapter. I I don't believe I am going to be very once I leave home. I'm not really planning on being around the O'Neill's Minarets area, which sucks because I have a lot of really great people here that I'd love to help out. But just I want to be an involved alumni. Like I want to be the kind of person that they can like if California State FFA ever needs help, like I want them to be like Emma Fiala, like let's pull up her number. And I want to just stay involved in helping people do great things and like meeting people who are fantastic because that's all that FFA is.
Okay, well, I kind of got a double ed or this is a double question.
Hmm.
So, what is the legacy that you would like to leave behind within your life?
My entire life.
Yeah.
Oh, um, there's a lot. Like there are so many things that I've like it's called being a global citizen, but it's like when you learn about like all these different things. And I think that's a hard thing to kind of carry with you, but it's like I know a lot of things that I'd personally like to help, like causes I'd love to like donate like all of my time and all my money to. But I know like that's just not like applicable. But if I was to pick a legacy, I'd want it to be one of, I guess, just compassion. Like, I want people to, yeah, compassion and I think learning. Again, I keep throwing out that word and I think it might be like a broken record at this point, but I want people to think back at their time with me and I never want them to think like that I ever was that I ever tried to alienate anyone or that I ever tried to make anybody feel less than. Like I want people to be by me and know that they are important because I 100% believe like every person has value, has a hidden like skill or intelligence they haven't like that just doesn't get showcased at every moment, but it absolutely should be. Like I have not met a single person that I've never had anything nice to say about. Like, and keyword met, we're not going to pull historical figures into this because I don't want to start that conversation. But like I've been so blessed to meet all these people and I want them to know that they matter and that they're important. And same with like the section, like we talked about this, like I want people to feel welcome and excited to be like not just around me but just like be in general. I want that and I just want to be, that's the best way I can describe this, is my speech and debate coach and a few other my advisors too. It's like whenever I'm gonna talk about my coach in this instance because I feel like every time I talk to her, I learn something. And I want to be that person that's not like in your face, like throwing facts. Like I don't want to be like an encyclopedia, but I want to be the kind of person that you can hold a conversation with me and feel important, but also like feel like there's more to the world, like more to learn. Like I don't want to ever be like this one-sided person and like ever stop learning and stop caring about things. Like I want to leave this legacy of just, yeah, just compassion. Like there's so many things that I care about. Like we talked about foster care, talked about like yeah, foster care, like ag education stuff and people not feeling welcome, like kids not feeling like they belong at school. Like I can't say that I know how to fix any of those issues. Like I don't, but I want to be the kind of person that they're like, she tried. Like she did her best to be the person that can be there for you and that can be an educator and always trying to learn new things and gain different perspectives and be able to walk a mile in somebody else's shoes. It's getting really repetitive, but I can't stress this enough. It's just like that's all I want to do with the rest of my life is just be there for other people and learn new things. Like that's my American dream. We talked about this before the video started. Like, we talked about what's the American dream. It's like that is my just dream. Like if I could live up to anything, it would be that.
Well, it's ironic that you mentioned that because your second to last question is, do you believe that the American dream is still alive?
um yeah, so that's tough. This is where the Debbie Downer stuff comes in. Um I think the American dream is still there. It's just more complex than it's ever been. It's harder to obtain and I think just we live in, well, Gen Z is, they're calling us the hopeless generation. Like whatever you can say, black pilled or whatever. Like we're famously devoid of hope and dreams, and I think that is so tragic. But the truth is, the American dream is harder for us than it was because right now, like you can't get entry level jobs without college degrees now. Like unless you're going to be working at like fast food where you can't really climb the ladder, so you have to play this game of getting in debt to get educated and then getting out of debt so you can get a house and then you have to manage like all the different, because like it's just expensive to be in America right now. Like it's hard. Like I don't know if any of you guys, like I help pay the PG&E bill at my house. It's tough and we don't even, like we barely keep the lights on. Like it's it's just rough right now and It's a harder game than ever, but I believe it is 100% possible for you to work hard enough. And, you don't have to be a genius, but you got to be a little smart with the finances. Like, you have to play the game and to be able to, like, get that house and just, like, work your way up from nothing. But it's harder than it's ever been. And I feel like there's less people are telling you you can get it. Like, I feel like there's more people in the media being like, yep, you can never afford a house. Like, good luck. Than there is people being like, there are ways to do it, but it's tough. So it's complex in that it's a darker dream than it was, but it's still there. And I think it's still worth chasing. I had such happy answers and you had to drop the American dream on me. Oh my gosh.
It's all right. And then, while I do only have like 10 minutes left, again, I'm
That's,
finally on my last question.
yeah.
So, if you could say one thing to the people of, or to the listeners of this podcast, what is one thing that you would say? Doesn't
Buy
have to
Bit
be inspirational, doesn't have to be advice. It can be literally anything. Just what's one thing you want to say to them?
buy Bitcoin. No, that's not it. Please don't. Please don't. That is such bad advice. That would have been good advice. Like, but actually on that, don't buy Bitcoin. But don't believe everything you hear on podcasts.
Whoa, what?
Well, I'm trying to backtrack really hard for my first answer. Okay. That's tough. I feel like there's a lot of things that I'd have to say. I'm just gonna say the thing that's helped me most in life is learn to learn to find happiness in your situation. Like, I had a really tough move to California, and it wasn't until I started looking for the good and found FFA that I got out of that. Like, I at my school, I struggled. Like, I was about to literally move schools. I was begging my mom to drive me down every day to go to Matilda Tour. Not Matilda Tours. I was going to Matilda Tours later. That was my second plan. But Clovis North. I was telling my mom, like, I need to leave Minarets. Like, I need to go to Clovis North, just because, like, I didn't like the way the class were being taught, and I had to, throughout like almost every stage of my life, like, learn to find these joys and the good in things. And that's really tough. And that isn't meant to mean like I had a bad run at anything. Like, I've had a very blessed life. But I want people to know, like, there is hope and joy in a lot of things. And you just need to be willing to find that. Because I know a lot of people get into these dark situations, especially in high school. Like, not to discount what anybody's going through, like, but friend drama is a lot, and you have family drama, like, things are changing, like family dynamics and stuff. And high school's tough, like, classes are tough, extracurriculars are tough. And I think we get so, like, bogged down, like, just feeling like we're just getting, like, beat up by life and that, like, things don't matter anymore. And I want people not to, like, discount any of that, like I said, but just not feel that way, to know, like, first of all, like, there's people that care about you. Like I said, like, everybody matters. But on top of that, just there is so much joy and hope in life, and you just need to chase it. Like, you need to be looking for the good. Like, you don't have to, like, stop and smell the roses, but, like, people say journaling, or just, like, be conscious. Like, just think about the kind of things that, like, bring you joy. Like, whether it be texting a friend or getting involved in a new CDE that you think is interesting. Hint, hint, join new CDEs. But just learn to learn to be the person that takes good experiences from things, because what you learn is not important as, like, your interpretation of it. Like, I've had a lot of things that I learned that wouldn't mean anything if I just thought, like, okay, it's just another school thing, like, doesn't matter. Like, I need to make the conscious decision to be like, okay, this relates to this and this matters. So know that you matter, and just start looking for joy, looking for opportunities, try something new, learn something new, and just, have a blast.
Just trying to make the most out of life.
Yeah, that'd have to be it.
All right.
And you
Well,
see that everywhere, but it's true. It helps a lot.
I mean, if I was poor, I'd rather be poor and happy than poor and sad.
Yeah. Dang. If we bought Bitcoin at Wait, this is today. What? No, we'd still be losing money. Oh my gosh, let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna map this. If we bought August 18th, 2023 and sold March 14th, 2024, we could have had like 40,000 in the bank.
But
Shame. If you're looking at how much you have in the bank to dictate how happy you are, or like you need a new video game or like a new dress to be happy, like I think you're missing the point on a lot of things. And I hope that's another thing people take away from me. It's like that you it's just you just got to find it. Cash can't help you find it, but I mean, it helps you online shop, which is close enough.
well, those are words well said.
Those are words. Everybody's gonna be like, it was really good until she started talking about Bitcoin.
Anyways, this is episode 10 with your host Jackson Wadley and your guest.
Emma Fiala.
I always pronounce it Fala,
That
but you
is,
know.
please block my number if you're gonna say it like that. You're loved. Belong in FFA.
All right. Well, it was an honor to interview you.
All right, I had a bunch of fun. Yeah, thank you.
I mean, you took about 2 hours of my life, but those were 2 hours well spent.
Oh, it's best 2 hours of my day.